Good morning, Rosman Tiger Sports Network fans. We're here this morning at the Riverbend Lodge Restaurant and Bar on Pickens Highway outside of Rosman. We're here to recap last night's ball game and go over a few other things. Matt?
We got Coach Esmer jumping in with his first thing. Is microphone turned on? Yes, it is. Good. Got Coach Esmer with his first thing this morning, so we'll just jump right into it. Coach, we had our season opener, home opener last night. Unfortunately, dropped 16-0 to Inca. What was your take overall from how the guys played last night? After we said we had a pretty good, decent practice, and having our first game, what did you get out of that?
Well, of course, you want to get a win. That's the nuts and bolts of it. But we played hard. I can't fault their effort. I can fault where they went sometimes and how they went too high and so on. But we just couldn't get anything going early. We played with our back against our own goal line the whole first half. Didn't get a first down. Some of that's because of confusion up front. Backs not hitting it in their full speed. Quarterback not reading it. Receivers, that are open, not hitting them. Feeling pressure that's not there. Those are all things that we can correct, and that's what we got to keep working on. We're a green football team. They got their first full game under their belt, and we got our kids that are playing. They're playing a lot of minutes, and we need to find some more football players. We got to have some kids on our team that are going to step up and start earning some playing time, so that we have more kids playing, which means somebody gets to rest some.
Right. It was. We were talking about that in the booth last night. It's true Ironman football because you had most of the same guys playing offense, playing defense. That's your ones. You're just going to step up. And like you said, it's increasing the depth chart is going to help out a lot on that. Offensively, we struggled last night. As she said, it's
no doubt about it.
I know that's like the best
right.
way. Defensively, we kept talking about the defense over and over last night. Just the secondary play, the linebacker, everybody was just defense seemed like a big turnaround from what we saw last season. What do you think about our defense?
I've always had a defensive minded team all the years I've ever coached, and we did some things well. We broke down some. We broke down and allowed some big plays that shouldn't have been big plays. But anytime you look at football and you start looking at the film, and I haven't even looked at the film yet, but when you replay the game back in your head, there's always 4, 5, 6 plays that if they change, it changes the outcome of the whole ball game.
Right.
And we had those last night. We had 2 picks. It could have been one probably a pick 6. The other one, if it didn't score, at least we're going to get in their territory and field position changes. And, we had some receivers wide open, didn't find them. Those are all the things that you look at that hey, if we did this and if we did this, okay, what's the game going to be like? It totally changes it. So, things can snowball in a hurry. But, we got the fumble late. We're down, and we try a field goal, and Mason, he hit it. It just hooked a little bit. But
he had
that's a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah, he did.
And, we get points there, and there's still enough time. You get one stop, and, you just don't know. So, but those are things that we got to just continue to get better with.
As we talked about the missed interceptions would have been huge. But defensively, one thing that just impressed me no end was 4 times Inca was in the red zone. 4 times they were inside our 20 that we stopped them. It was a bend but not break. They got down there, but we stepped up. And to me, they seemed like they were playing. Our guys were playing really aggressive, playing hard all night. There was mistakes made, but they seemed like they were going harder and trying to hit harder.
They did, and we didn't quit. We got to wrap it better, but we didn't lay down. We didn't all the way to the end. We played hard, and you got to give them credit for that. That's something that we've stressed. You go wide open on every play. It's the little things that are not getting the right angle on offense or jumping on defense and giving them an extra down. Those are things that just correcting that. It has nothing to do with effort. It has to do with playing smart football.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I think 5 or 6 times we gave them first downs because we jumped on defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that extends drives. That's why we're playing with our back to the goal line. You know, you take those penalties out. Now we got the ball about the 40.
Field,
You know,
field
it's a little,
position,
yeah, it's a
field
little bit
position
different.
was rough last night. It
Yeah.
was a challenge. It seemed like every time we got the ball, like you said, we're in the shadow
Yes.
of the goalpost, so it was kind of rough. But
Have you found the nasty you're looking for yet? Anybody found
No.
that nasty?
We still got to, we got to get some nasty football players, and we got to get them to, they don't have to be, they can be good people, but when you're out there playing, and a lot of that you develop, and it's not there yet. Hopefully we're going to get more of that coming.
I saw some sparkles
because we
last
need
night.
that. I mean,
There
we
was
need
a-
it on the offensive side. See, the thing about, like, if you're a lineman or a linebacker and you're going both ways, they seem to play harder on defense than they do on offense.
Right.
And so if they're taking a break on offense and not going quite wide open to rest, we're not going to be able to move the football. So they got to be able to play with that same aggression on both sides of the ball.
I agree with you 100%. I know from playing, it's a whole lot more fun to hit somebody than it is to block somebody. So it's, I saw a few little signs last night, though, of nasty. There was one play we were just going crazy in the press box. On defense, they threw a little pass out. Receiver jumped up high for the ball, kind of hit his fingertips and went over, and the corner just absolutely just poleaxed him. I mean, just, I thought was good, aggressive hit, sends a message to the offense, hey, we're here, we're going to hit you, But saw some play at times, some of the hits and stuff. To me, it looks like they're getting a little more aggressive. But you're right, they got to get mean, they got to get nasty and just start playing, tougher than their size.
Sure. And then they've never played, so some of them don't know.
Right. I
Yeah.
told the seniors when I talked to them in an interview yesterday morning, I said, listen to the coach. I said, he'll get stuff out of you don't even know that you're capable of doing it yourself. I said, but you just got to let it go. I said, when you get on that field, just let it go. Just get nasty, be aggressive, be wide open while you're playing. You'll say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say Andrew Stamey was on the play you were talking about, and I mean Andrew lit him up, and I was impressed with Andrew. I thought he made a lot of good plays on defense last night.
He did. He played hard, and the thing about Andrew, after coming off our scrimmage, he had a lot of no effort, so he wasn't in the first group on Monday. He had to earn that back. And the thing about it, that's what we need more of.
Right.
We need, we're still looking for places to take a break. The whole team is, and that's human nature. I mean, it's
Right.
nothing that. I mean, that's we got to break that, because when you're going a lot of minutes and you're playing both ways, then they have to understand there is no resting in between the lines.
Oh, yeah, Ironman football, there ain't.
You got to
rest
just
when
do
the
it,
game's over, yeah.
and the way you do that is you play yourself into shape throughout practice, because you have to go wide open all the time, and then it makes games easier.
You could tell that they're working on condition, but you can tell it's still, because fourth quarter we had, 2 or 3 that was having cramps.
Yeah, the wet field hurt too.
Yeah.
When you have that wet turf, it has a tendency to the cramps come out worse on
Well,
it.
The temperature, humidity, everything. It's
Yeah.
just it was just a bad situation. But I was happy with their intensity. I was happy with the way they were looking. To me, we got a lot of potential. And just to take what you were saying, they're green. 5, 6 seniors, and then everybody else on the team is sophomores and juniors. I mean, there's a ton of sophomores and juniors. And am I right? Do you have one freshman?
Yes.
Playing, is that right? Okay. It's a very young team, which, they start getting better. There's going to be growth and potential for building, for Ross.
And that's what we're looking for. I mean, our JVs, they got 25, I think, JVs, which is a big number of JVs that hadn't happened at Rosman in a while. So, a lot of good things are happening now. Whether that shows up, and I said at the start of the year, we could be a whole lot better, and it might not even show up on the one-loss column. I don't know that. I mean, that's something that you look at as you go. We take them one game at a time. Inca was a chance we felt like that we could got a win, and we could have, but it didn't happen. So now you just, hey, you regroup, come in Monday, get to work, and start working, get ready for Brevard.
Okay. Speaking of Brevard, just ask you a little bit. I know you're not even thinking about that yet, but what's going to be your main objective to work on in the coming week of practice, as far as preparing for Brevard, or just better preparing us for us? I mean,
Well, we got to continue to work on our fundamentals. We still play too high. We still don't finish our blocks. We still don't hit it in there. I mean, those are all little things you just got to keep working on, and eventually they'll begin to get it. But Brevard's going to bring a challenge. They're going to be better than Inca. There's no doubt about it. They're going to have a better football team than Inca. They're going to be a lot more physical up front. So we got to play lower and play tougher, and see how things go.
And Brevard is coming off a tough loss. They dropped last night 22-13 to
Mountain Heritage.
And played them tough last year as well. Mountain Heritage is a good team. We know from playing them ourselves. But so I know both teams are going to be looking next week for that first win. Both teams are going to be playing tough ball, and I'm sure we'll have probably about 90% of the county will be at Brevard Memorial next Friday.
I hope that's true. I hope we have a big crowd. I hope it's,
I don't think I've ever seen us play that we didn't have a big crowd, whether it was in Rossburg or Brevard, either one. It's usually pretty good turnout. I always tease Dave Mahoney. He usually has about 2/3 of the sheriff's department's usually at that ball game. And it's never, I've never seen anybody have any problems or anything. But it's like they're always just waiting for there to be something.
And see, I thought we had a good crowd last night. I don't know because I don't ever look back.
It was.
It was a good crowd.
For opening night, and the weather being kind of what it had been with the wet and possibility of more rain and stuff. I think it was a pretty good crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But they were getting fired up when they were getting wound up and be like good hits and the sacks and stuff. They were getting and we had like a big pass breakup or something. The crowd was getting into it good. So I think you got a good community support, and I think it's just going to grow. I think people saw last night that we are going to be stronger on defense. We're going to be playing tougher, more physical football, and it's going to bring people back to what we were used to. I mean, Rawlins had football for 60 some odd years. I can't remember the exact number, and like 63 or something.
63, I believe it is.
61 of them, we were walk out there and punch you in the mouth, and we're getting back to that. We're getting back to that.
That's what we're hoping for.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I can see that it's starting. It's getting there. It's coming into play, and talking to the boys and stuff too. They're excited. They're wanting to get fired up, and I think they're going to grow with it. I think the ones I talked to at least they're buying in, and that's to me was the first step. That's the first key is they got to buy in.
Oh sure they
program.
do.
They got to buy into the physicality of it.
And then we don't need to be satisfied with just getting close.
Right.
We need to get over the hump. There's no, when you look at our schedule, there's no game when you say, oh, that's a win. But, it's a tough schedule. So we just got to crank up every week, try to get a little bit better and see how things go.
Well, yeah, I mean, we talk about schedules. We looked at last season of the 8 losses I think we had last season. 7 of the teams that beat us last year went to second or third round playoffs.
Sure.
Whether 1A, 2A, 3A. I mean, so, we weren't losing to, bad teams. I mean, the teams, and our schedule is going to be, again, the same thing again this year.
Sure.
We just have, number one, Smoky Mountain Conference is tough. Our out-of-conference schedule. I mean, we got, we had the Inca game. We also played Chase. But we got Brevard and Smoky. And that's 2 big Mountain 6 schools. I mean, that conference, we were talking last night, the Smoky Mountain Conference and Mountain 6 is probably could be 2 of the toughest conferences in North Carolina to play in, just because of the nature of the weight type of play and the players you have, the coaches that you have in those towns, and just some good football games to watch.
I think they will be too. Is it fair to say defense is a little ahead of offense right now?
Yeah, I mean, last night kind of showed that. A lot of it's indecision across the front. They kind of gave us a look that they hadn't shown in the film much. We're going to see it against Brevard too. And a lot of people, back in the day, they'd sit there and call them linemen, oh, them big old dumb linemen. Well, the linemen got to do more thinking on the football field than anybody. And because that's where the looks change. And if you had some veteran players, it helped. It's like our fullback. Our fullback's kind of like a trash man. You know, everybody does their job up front. His responsibility can change on while the play's going on, and he's got to find him.
Right.
Well, you got to find him going full speed. It's like we're looking for him and we're not going full speed, and so it kind of bogs down your offense. So, you know, we're going to just keep working and keep trying to get better. I mean, we're not going to change what we do. We just got to keep working on it and get better at it.
Right. And I think they will. I think, to me, like they seem like they bought in the program. So week after week, they're going to get better. They got their first, you know, live action counts. They had a couple of scrimmages, but to me, it's different when it's Friday night. It's under
Sure
the
it
lights.
Mhm.
You got the home crowd there and stuff, and it actually counts. So they got their first taste of it. I know they're walking away with a bad taste in their mouth. You know, they don't
Supposed to.
like losing. They don't
Mhm.
like losing.
Nope.
I hate losing. But I don't care who we're playing. I don't care if we're underdog by 45 points. I don't care. I still hate losing. And I hope I was looking at someone who was walking around coming over to talk to you last night, shaking their heads. Disappointed look on their face, mad, and that made me feel a bit better because you know it means something to them. You know, if it don't mean anything to them, then we're hurt. But
Yeah.
it really seems like they're taking it to heart. You know, they're mad. You know, I heard a couple of them saying, you know, I messed up. I done this wrong. I done that wrong. Yeah, you did. Move on. You know, but at least they're acknowledging and realizing, okay, this is a mistake I made. I got to
Sure.
fix it. I got to fix it. I got to talk to coach and see what I can do better and move forward. And I think we got a good group of guys on that team. I think, you know, it's going to be, you know, like you said, they're green, but I think as the season goes on, they're going to pick up and, you know, and do well.
And I, you know, we came out healthy, I believe.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have those mystery injuries that, you know, had a scrimmage last week, and I said we came out fine, everybody's healthy, and we had one miss almost the whole week of practice on something that, you know, he was okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to just kind of toughen up and get through it.
And the ones that have been hurt, are you looking? I know there's one young man's been out. I don't think he's been practice much being the season.
Now, Bob Jenkins is out with an ankle, and he's still out. But
Is it gonna be-
Marcus is getting – he played a little bit last night, but he's still not full speed. And, you know, that's tough, too, because, you know, he was starting for us, and it really was starting to look pretty good, especially at linebacker and fullback, too. And he tweaked that ankle, and, you know, in his mind, he thinks he's fine, but if you can't move, you can't move.
It's
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
very frustrating
Yeah.
for the player. I've been there and had to deal with exactly what he's dealing with. You know, he gets back to full speed. He should give us a little depth, you know, where we can run some other linebackers. And we played him last night, and he's still not moving full speed. And he hasn't been, so he's not had the reps in practice. So we need to get him back going. Thomas Collins, of course, he'll be back ready to go. And you know, which
Jenkins
gives
is-
us a little speed.
Is Jenkins? Is it going to be a couple more weeks, maybe, or is it?
It's just a matter of what. I mean, he's released to the trainer now, so now she
Okay.
gets him up to snuff.
Was it a break or a sprain
No,
okay?
just sprained ankle.
Okay.
Huh.
Wasn't sure. I saw him in a booth there at the scrimmage, but I wasn't sure how bad it was. But that's something that's plagued us so bad in the last few years is injuries. Because you've got 26, 27 on the team, but you always have a core of players that are going to be your tough ones and stepping up. And if you get one or two of those injured, it ends up it puts you where like last year we had I think Grant Johnson and Nathan Mahoney ended up playing a decent amount last year as sophomores, mostly just because they had to. They had upperclassmen in front of them that had more experience that should be on the field, but then we had so many injuries and stuff. We kept having these kids have to kind of step
Yeah,
in.
and, and a lot of I'm an old school guy. Everybody knows that. There's bruises and bumps that you play with,
Right.
and then there's other things that keep you out, and a lot of that's toughness that you gather, and so sometimes what people are saying is an injury and wants to keep them out. They don't need to be out.
That was
They need
going
to be playing.
to bring me to a question.
And we're learning that too as we're going into this season.
We talked about that the last 2 or 3 years. One thing we've discussed is we have the new trainer program. We have a trainer provided by, I'm not sure, is it Hardy, which is fantastic. So probably fantastic. It's great because we have a trainer right there. They're professional. They can help the guys out. Save them from going to the doctor. Save them tons of money on treatment stuff. Do the therapy with them. Do whatever. But at the same time, we talked about from an old school football mindset. You know, there was a lot of times when I played, it was like tape it up, take a pain pill. Wrap it
You
up,
tape it up and go.
suck
I mean,
it up and go.
you talk to
man up
any
and
of my old
go.
players, they're going to say, "Oh, coach, Lord, you break your leg and the bone sticking out." And he'd say, "Tape it up, and let's go."
I chipped a ball in my shoulder. Me and Lamar Green hitting in practice one day. Went to the doctor, and it took this little chip out of my shoulder. And I remember when I come back into practice, y'all come out with some of that.
Make a
foam-
pad
foam
and go.
foam
Yes,
padding, and y'all put it on my shoulder and taped it down. Went to put my shoulder pads on. My shoulder pads were sitting like this. And coach goes, put one on the other side.
Right.
So they put another foam pad on this side and put my shoulder pads on to strap it down, and we went. And it was just one of those
And they
things.
still do that. Our trainer, I really like our trainer. She's done a great job. We had one and we lost that one and got another one, and it's just been kind of crazy having fill-in trainers. We have our trainer now, and I really like her. She's done a good job. She's an old school mind,
That's good.
She's kind of like me. I mean, some of these kids that have gone to her that maybe a previous trainer would have said, "Oh no, you're with me." She says, "Get out there and go," and which is a good thing because that's how it is.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer too with those injuries. Winning has to do with that. If you're playing well and playing hard, and you're in ball games, don't have near the injuries if you're just getting blown out by people.
No, and
And then you want to look for a reason to get off the field instead of get on it.
something that I remember one thing you taught me because I was so bad at this. When I was playing, is I would be timid because I hadn't played that much, and I'd be timid making contact. I'd come in aggressive, but then I'd pull back at the last second. And you and Coach Whitman and Coach Imey finally convinced me that if you initiate the hit,
Doesn't hurt as
it
bad.
don't hurt as bad.
No, it don't.
It don't. And it's like we go from having this minimal contact, minimal impact, and it hurt. But then if you got both of you going wide open and you pop, it's like bam. And it really don't, and it don't make no sense, the science of it, but it's true. I mean,
You want to be the hitter, not the hittee.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be on the bad end of the train wreck. It's
Yeah.
But and I was talking to some of the guys about that, and I said, y'all got to I said, when you go to hit somebody, I said, you need to aim for 6 inches behind their spine. That's where you need to go for. I said, you don't need to hit them. You need to hit behind them. So you're just coming through, and don't never take the impact, deliver it. And it took me a long time to get that down. But once I did, the first time I ever really come aggressive and hit somebody, and I realized I could hit somebody hard and it didn't hurt, then I was great.
Well,
I felt
and
good
that's where
about
the whole
it.
football team is. You play too tall, then you're getting hit. You're not doing
Right.
the hitting.
Right.
And we play too tall as a team, and you got to stay with and finish. We got to finish every play, and those are the things that we're not doing. I guarantee you, when we look at the film, we can click it, and we can probably run 2 frames, and it'll look great. And then you run 3 more frames, and somebody's closing it up because we're too slow getting in it, or one guy didn't stay with his block, and that's why you break down on offense. And so those are things that by just doing reps. I mean, as a coaching staff, we might look at the film Sunday and say, hey, we're going to have to just pick out our 4 plays and run them against everything and never mess up. Which we shouldn't have to do that. I mean, we're not that complicated. And what we have in, most of them block the same.
Right.
So it's just a matter of them understanding, where they're lined up. And, they were slanting on the zone. And, when you have a little indecision, then you just kind of stand there. You don't go.
Right.
And that's kind of why we clustered on offense, So we just got to keep working on it.
like I said, that's just part of being green. They
Sure
got,
it is.
they got, they just
Sure
got
it
to
is.
quickly be able
Yep.
to read that defense and how to make the adjustment, how to do it.
Sure.
you know. Something else I want to ask you. And it just went out my head quick.
I know you said in your interview mistakes. We had 2 turnovers, a fumble and an interception, if I'm right. Of course, those hurt. But, I mean, from what I've seen in the past couple years, there was a lot of, interceptions, not knocking on anybody. But, to me, from the scrimmage I've seen, the last scrimmage, there's been big improvement. And on, turnovers, it looks like. And I know you have to say, well, I can limit that. The boys have to limit it. And that's something they're going, like you said, they're going to improve on. And I don't want to say field, we could say field conditions could have made the ball slick. But, where I'm going with this is there a way of coaching that up a little bit more to
Oh, sure. It's just
To get
called
that-
reps. You got to do it over and over. It's called doing it at full speed. See, the hardest thing to get kids to understand is they have to go full speed. When you time plays on the hose and you're not going wide open in the game, you go wide open, guess what? The pitch is in a different angle. The mesh points changed. I mean, those are all things, and that's the hardest thing to do is to get your players to understand they have to go wide open. 7/8 speed is messing up timing. Happened last night. I mean, we pitched the ball and we missed the pitch and had an opportunity for a pretty good play, it looked like. We had some other plays where
Yeah,
we're
blocking was there
tippy-toeing, and
outside.
so we're not getting into the seam where we need to get to. Our offense right now, because we don't have the chunk plays, where you pop that big play with our execution with our backs, because we're not hitting it in there. We can't afford a negative. If we have a no gain or a loss on a play, yard or whatever, because we fumble, we miss snap or something like that, it's a drive killer for us.
Yeah.
Right now we got to keep the football. We got to keep churning, and then try to hit your chunk plays when you can. But you got to execute enough up front where you can do that. And then when you have a chance to hit a chunk play, you get it. That's how this offense works. And when you're doing it right, you can put a lot of points up. I mean, this isn't on a keep the ball away and we're not trying to score. No, we're trying to score on every play.
Right.
But we got to do a better job executing.
We was talking about turnovers. I think I may be off a little bit, but I'm thinking for the season last year we ended up being minus like 15 on the turnover margin. We come in last night, even, right? Didn't we get 2 and we turned over 2, I believe?
Yeah.
And we talked earlier, we had an opportunity for 2 more.
Oh,
we should have took away from them because, they were just right there.
Yeah.
We were losing it up in the press box. We were like, oh, it's going to be an intercept. No, and he dropped it. It was just, they were right there. But it made me feel good that they were there, that they were there and had the opportunity to get
Oh,
on.
sure.
Making a good play.
I mean,
They were, secondary seemed like that. The one that Brennan Chapman had, just the way he played that. He's easing over. Quarterback never even saw it. And then when he makes the pass, it's like he kicks it into a different gear, and here he comes over and made a great play. But just couldn't quite bring that thing in. It's just like that.
You score.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's the little things. It's that 5 or 6 plays a game that dictate the outcome. You never know when they're going to happen.
And it's a combination of maybe one thing, but I gotta tell you, I was ticked last night. They were laughing. They were like, because I've got a bit of a problem with fussing about officials sometimes. So I'm probably not supposed to, but I do. But I got so mad that early in the first quarter or mid-first quarter or something, we had what to us appeared to be a bounce pass for a first down, and just got me in a bad mood on the officials for the whole night. It seemed like every time. But I never blame officials for how a game went. Everything because they're just as human as we are, and they're going to make mistakes. So it's just part of the game. But I just wanted to mention that just because it infuriated me having to see. But it's their first game too, so it's the officials' first game, and they got to get going and start up for the season. But I don't know. it was good to have football back in Rosman. And
It is.
When I say that, not just it being football season, but I like looking out and seeing the I formation. I like looking out and seeing, you know, defense playing aggressive. I like, you know, seeing the boys playing, you know, hard-nosed, smash-mouth, old-school, you know,
Sure.
football. Last couple of years, we've it's just been entertaining. Some fancy, you know, offense stuff and everything, but I'm old-fashioned. I like that, and I'm looking at you on the field, and I'm like, hey, that's what we did when I played. You know, I see the offense, and I recognize the plays. I recognize what you're doing.
And if you watched the Super Bowl last year, you saw the Patriots doing the same stuff.
But you know, I mean, it's a great offense. It's a great offense, and it's just once they fully buy in, and once they just start learning how to execute, I think we're going to be, you know, decent for the year. We're going to have something to build on with as young a team, too. I mean, I think you got potential to really start building a program back at Roswell.
Yeah, we just need to get it going, get better. I mean, that's the whole goal, is try to get better each week, every day.
We've lost that. The last several years, we've lost the drive. We've lost the heritage. We've lost that winning attitude because we've had some down years. And personally, I think you're the one to bring it back. I think it's going to.
We'll see.
You know, a little old school.
We're going to go work on
you know,
it, see if we can get better.
And Coach, we appreciate you joining us this morning. I ain't going to try to hold you up all day
Right.
and everything, but definitely appreciate you. Go grab you a table and get you some good breakfast and everything. And thanks again for sitting
Thank
down
you.
talking
I
with us.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Joey, what do you want?
Well, you want to recap some of the league play from last night, or you want to go into the
Yeah, we
pick
can go,
four?
We can go over and do some. Thank you,
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach.
Thank you very much. We'll go over and do some of the other score stuff. We definitely appreciate Coach Essenberg coming
Yes,
out
we
and
do.
joining us this morning.
Coach Essenberg's always a good interview, and you interview him well, so I try not to talk
No,
a lot there.
Mike interviews him well, but in case anybody's wondering, Mike, unfortunately,
Yeah, we need to address that.
had to work this morning, so that's why you're stuck with us.
Yeah,
So
we miss Mike. You know, he's
yeah, But,
he's
yeah, we definitely
big
missed
part.
Mike. But I'm just going to go through and run
Okay.
over some of the scores from last night. We'll start out with, start out, have some good coffee. We'll start out Smoky Mountain Conference. Andrews was able to get a win last night over Trinity. That's the same Trinity Rosman has played in the past out of Tennessee. Andrews won 42-36. Robbinsville and Smoky Mountain had a dogfight last
they
night.
did, and you know that was one of our pick four games, and we all took Robbinsville, and like we
Even
talked in
Stephen.
yeah, even Stephen did. You know, and we talked about how good Robbinsville was, and you know Smoky Mountain's good as well, but you know, like we talked, Robbinsville's going to be your team, like you said in the 1A that. You know, but it's going to be between them and Murphy, and one of them will probably win the state championship.
Possibly.
And you know, Smoky's improved. We know they are. They're building a program, and like I just talked to Coach Essenberg, that's what you want to do is build a program, not just a team. I would think.
Smoky led the majority of that game.
Mhm.
It was I think 14 or 21-14 going into the fourth, I believe,
Mhm.
from what we were getting score updates. But Smoky led for the vast majority of the night, and then Robbinsville just fought back there at the
Fought
end
back.
and took the 26-21 victory. Moving on to Murphy at Pisgah. Pisgah lost some people from last season, but we thought it was still going to be a pretty tough
Yeah.
matchup because Murphy lost some people as well.
Right.
But
And-
sounds like they had a pretty good fight over there last night.
It-
Murphy come out on top 12-0.
Yeah, and of course we know we were sort of talking about Coach Gentry last night on the pregame show, going for win 413. So now he's only 6 away from that. They had some stats up, and their running back Murray, I'm not sure what his first name was. He had 18 carries for 149 yards, and that's pretty much looking at all the offensive stats. That was pretty much their offense last night. They had their quarterback was 1 of 3 for 1 yard, and I believe he was negative 13 rushing. So, you know, again, it looks like one of those defenses a little bit ahead of offense at this time. Of course, it's early in the year. And, you know, I still think Murphy's going, you know, they're going to play hard every week.
Well, they're playing Aspire because they're wanting to get those wins for Coach Gentry, and I don't blame them. I understand that completely. So they're going to be a tough opponent. We'll go to the next is the Cherokee matchup. We've been hearing that Cherokee might be a little down this year. They'd had some lost some players to graduation. I think maybe a couple to transfer.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Coach Briggs had to retire. and so they're going to be a little bit of a new look probably at Cherokee. But Cherokee fell to Polk 43-6 last night.
Yeah.
So and I'm not sure how good Polk is yet this year, so I don't know how much we can really
Take from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Coach Hollis, he's always puts a good team on the field, and he does a good program. And like you said, just don't know a lot about Polk just yet. How well they're going to be. Of course, they're a big. I guess they're a big 1A school this year. Is that correct?
I think.
I sort of didn't realize they fell back down that far, but we'll see.
Then we'll go. Don't know much about Swain's opponent, Life Christian, but Swain defeated Life Christian 25-6, and then Hayesville played Towns County, Georgia, beat them 35-0, and then moving on to another one of our Pick 4 games we had last night was Asheville versus Franklin.
Yeah.
And we all went with the Asheville pick, but I thought it'd be a little bit closer than that. But Asheville ended up beating them 34-6.
All of us, but except our tech guy. Our tech guy took Franklin. You
right.
remember him?
Franklin.
So he's now the basement dweller of our Pick
Yeah.
4s. No longer me, as Matt used to tell me a couple years ago. I was always the basement
It's early in
dweller.
the season.
But we got to
Yeah,
keep him down there because, if he ever gets above us, then
Oh, yeah.
we'll never hear the end of it.
Then next game was a huge game, rematch from last year, Mountain Heritage and Brevard. And from looking at the score, watching this thing was 7-6, and it was 13-14. It was a dogfight back and forth, and Heritage eventually pulled out a little bit there at the end and took down the Blue Devils 22-13. But and we all did take Heritage
Right.
last time I picked, but sounds like it was a good ball game. I know Brevard lost a little bit from last year, but they're going to be tough.
They're going,
We face
yeah.
them next week.
Yeah,
They're gonna be tough.
They're going to be tough, and like Coach Essenberg said, they're going to have size. They'll be better than Inca. I thought we were probably a little better than Inca last night, but Brevard will be definitely up for the test. Both teams will be, like you said, looking for their first win of the season, and I think both teams will be hungry, and I expect a big crowd there at Brevard Memorial Stadium next Friday night. And I just glad to see the county come out and support both teams, and I think both programs again. Brevard's, I think they're going to be up again this year. Mountain Heritage, like we talked, they're always tough.
Right.
Now that they're on that program thing, and so we'll see.
I'm gonna run through a few more of these
Okay.
scores, just trying to get through. Mitchell defeated Irwin 24-7. Owen over East Henderson 42-24. West Henderson with a big scoring matchup against East Rutherford, beat them 56-42. Carver beat Madison last night 40-14. And I threw in a score, team that we're facing later on the season, Chase, defeated Bessemer City 28-10. North Henderson and Hendersonville game got rained out. They kept postponing it last night, but I guess with the storms, so they finally decided they're going to play it at 7 o'clock tonight. So, but that's our local scores. I hope I didn't miss any. I think I got most of them pretty good. Is there anything that you had besides me?
No, I had mostly Smoky Mountain Conference, and I'm glad you did pick up some local scores. I just went on this morning.
A few more on the locals, but overall, last night was a good first night. I think there were some good matchups around the area. We got to see how the Tigers look, with running the Coach Essenberg's offense and defense. I liked what I saw. Like he said, we've got a lot of places to grow and move forward. But I think that overall, I was disappointed with the loss, but happy with some of the stuff I saw. But do you have any last thoughts on football? Because I want to talk about volleyball for a little bit here.
I just echo your comments. I think it's great to see old school football back in Rosman, the smash mouth football. I was so impressed with the defense last night, and I think that's, like he said, he's always been a defensive minded coach, and it shows. And the offense will come along. The line will gel. They'll get better, and I think we have a chance to surprise a couple people down the line.
Yep. All right. We want to talk not just about football. We want to talk about all sports. So we're going to talk about volleyball a little bit. And one thing we need, if anybody happens to actually be watching us, we need a volleyball correspondent. We need somebody who is willing and able to go to the volleyball games, come back and talk with us, either report back to us or join us here on the show to talk over some volleyball with us. And I really love to have a former volleyball player, somebody that knows what's going on, knows what's happening, and can give us some insight on what's going on with the volleyball team. But I talked to several people who went to the game. The Tigers played Raven Gap last week, Tiger girls volleyball team, and come out, we're down 2 games to none, and fought back. They even tied it up 2 games apiece, and then they went in the 5th game. I think they were trailing 14-10 at one point, and they dug down deep and fought back and come back and got the victory. And that was former Ashton Barton, I think Hughes Williams now, I believe it's Williams' last name, is first-year coach in volleyball. Everybody remembers her. She's coached basketball in the past. Was an amazing basketball player in high school and played on a volleyball state championship team. And Jessica Whitmer is joining her as an assistant coach, helping her out. And I think we're going to see some great things out of volleyball this year. And folks, if you come out and watch football, that's great. Come out and watch these girls play too. They're putting their heart into it and playing hard. I was looking at some video from the game and didn't see as many people in the gym as what I want to see. I want to see that gym full and getting fired up and supporting our girls. And the girls will take a court next. Let's see, on Tuesday the 27th, coming up this week, they will host Highlands. So, folks, let's come out and support them, be out there. And then on Thursday the 29th, they'll be traveling over to Andrews for first conference game of volleyball season. That will be an away game on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely, folks, come out and support the girls. I mean, I think they've been playing volleyball since the middle of July. I think they've
been practicing, been working hard.
Some scrimmages and some tournament type stuff going on. I think they've been playing in, and they I remember several years ago you couldn't hardly get into gym for a volleyball game. So come on out, support those girls, and let us know some scores.
What, 03, 04, I can't remember what year we won state championship, but oh my gosh, the gym was just be packed out.
Yeah.
Every big shot, every kill, everything we had, it was just, you could hear it roaring outside the gym at Rosman. We need to bring that back. These girls they're playing hard, they're fighting hard, and we need to bring the crowd support and everything. We're gonna wrap up here in just a minute, but we just want to make sure we support all of our Tiger teams, and we want to try to talk about them. And like I said, again, if anybody wants to come and talk to us about volleyball, knows about volleyball, would be fantastic, because I don't even know the scoring system was different when I was in high school, and I'm still not even got figured out about the new scoring system.
I'm not either.
I say new; it's probably been the same for 15 years now.
Has. But yeah, come on out. Like I said, anybody out there, like Matt said, anybody there with that goes to the volleyball games, come on out here and join us at River Bend, and on Saturday mornings we'll talk to you a little bit about volleyball, and so we can let everybody know how that works.
Tell you what, next let's bring Corey in and talk a little bit about our host here.
Okay.
And we're here at River Bend. We're going to be here live. Try to be here every Saturday morning. It might be a different combination of us from time to time. Mike had to work this weekend. I've got coming up here a couple of weekends. I've got to work myself, so I won't be able to be here. So, but Corey's our host here,
and I'll be here all the time.
And he'll be here all the time.
He's here all the time. Well, he owns the
does
place.
The production.
Yeah.
But, tell us what you got coming up this week. Anything?
So tonight, we're doing our state night special again. Last night was amazing. We were full house all night long.
Great.
Everybody enjoyed it.
You got them too full last night. They didn't come out for breakfast this morning.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I know when I come by Thursday evening, you had a full parking lot.
Yeah, Thursday night. We done a burger special. So we actually have a specialty burger that our chef specially named the Tiger Burger, just
nice.
because we're in Rosman.
Nice.
So it's a killer burger. It's got onion straws, barbecue sauce, candy bacon. I mean,
oh, y'all got some. Y'all bacon is fantastic.
it's an awesome burger, which is why we called it the Tiger Bird,
Bird.
because
Good.
tigers are awesome.
They are. Well, go back to. I didn't mean to interrupt your thing there, but you can go back to telling us what's coming up this week. I just noticed, like I said, when I come by Thursday night, you guys are packed.
Yeah. Thursday night we were actually on wait list Thursday night also.
Good.
So that's great. We've had a couple of slow weeks there because with school starting back and everybody getting in their last minute vacations and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I'm tickled to death to see wait list.
So you got
You know,
Saturday. You got tonight's gonna be steak night again. What are you
Yep.
got coming up as the
Tonight
week goes
tonight
on?
we're gonna do steak night again. So you can get we've got an 8-ounce ribeye, side salad, baked potato, all that for $14. Now then you can add on shrimp and it's $17, or you can add on crab legs and it's $25.
Okay.
So I don't
Sounds
know
good.
where else you can get a ribeye steak, crab legs, baked potato, and salad for $25.
Surf and turf.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. So, and then tonight also we'll do our karaoke night tonight.
Okay.
So we're excited about that. And then of course we'll do breakfast tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon we're gonna try to get our church crowd out after church. So we're gonna do a fried chicken special. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's gonna be I'm ready for that already.
Yeah, I made it come for lunch.
Put a picture of a big chicken leg out there next
Yeah.
to it. You'll be good.
I
Everybody
might
drives
put
by.
my wife in a chicken suit and dancing around and stuff. That might do it.
Yeah, that's gonna go over real well.
Yeah,
I don't think-
I don't think that'll happen, Corey.
Now, what about? I know y'all are closed on Mondays. What about coming up next week? You have anything lined up on the nights next week? Or?
Yep. So Tuesday we're gonna do our family night again. So kids 6 and under will eat free as long as we got an adult there that's paying an adult
Mhm.
entree price. And then Wednesday we're gonna do bike night. Thursday we'll do our burger special again. And then coming up Friday, we got a big day Friday. We're gonna be feeding the boy. We're gonna be feeding the boys before they head to Brevard. And then we've also got Fine Line coming in that night. So between them two, and then Saturday we've got another band coming in. So I mean,
Yeah,
this
big weekend.
next weekend's gonna be a good weekend.
Mhm.
All righty.
So it's going to be a fun packed, and we'll have a little bit going on. And anybody that goes to the Brevard Rosman game next week, if they come up to the lodge after the game, bring your ticket stub, and we'll get you in for free because it'll be a cover charge. It'll be a $5 cover charge with Fine Line coming in. But if you bring your ticket stub, we'll waive that $5 cover charge.
Nice,
Good.
nice. I think we're about ready to wrap up.
Okay. For the
today.
week.
Hey,
Yep.
thank y'all
We
so
appreciate
much
but
for coming.
I
Thank you.
want to say first, too,
Thank you, Corey.
for hosting us,
Corey,
giving us
hosting
this
us.
venue to come in, and
Yes.
it's good breakfast, and I'm fixing to get another plate out here in a second.
Yeah, this
But,
is a very beautiful place.
But we appreciate it. Let him get over here where he can shut us down here in a minute. But you got anything you want to close up with?
No, just come on out and support the Tigers next Friday night. And we travel down to Brevard. Listen to us on Rosman Tiger Sports Network on WSQL next Friday night. If you can't make the game, I promise you we'll entertain you somehow.
You can either laugh with us, or you can laugh at us. It's up to you. So, but either way, it's entertaining. But I guess that'll be it for us for today. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, Mike will be back joining us, and we can have a full crew.
All right.
Thank you for joining us, and join us next time for Sports Talk.